He ruled an empire so vast, people said the sun never set on it. Philip II became the monarch who shaped Spain's golden age and championed the Catholic world.
Philip inherited a vast empire from Charles V in 1556, taking control of Spain, the Netherlands, Italy, and much of the New World.
The riches of the Americas, especially silver from Potosí, powered his kingdom and made him the most powerful man in Europe.
His rule was shaped by a deep, almost monastic faith, and he saw himself as God's chosen defender of the Catholic Church.
Philip was a methodical ruler, known for working long hours, managing his empire with astonishing detail from his desk.
His first great challenge was the aggressive expansion of the Ottoman Empire, threatening Spanish interests in the Mediterranean.
In 1571, Philip financed the Holy League fleet to confront the Turks, a defining moment in the defense of Christian Europe. The resulting Battle of Lepanto was a crushing victory for the Holy League, crippling Ottoman naval power and boosting Philip's prestige.
The triumph was celebrated throughout Europe as a miraculous victory, confirming Philip's status as a champion of the Counter-Reformation.
Philip's faith and vision were physically manifested in the great monastery palace of El Escorial, built outside Madrid.
El Escorial was designed to be his residence, the resting place of his father, and a center of religious learning.
Its austere architecture perfectly reflected his somber piety and his dedication to making his palace a spiritual headquarters.
His greatest drain on resources was the revolt of the Netherlands, sparked by Protestantism and Spanish centralization.
The conflict began as a religious and political struggle, escalating into an 80-year war for Dutch independence.
Philip dispatched harsh military governors whose brutal tactics only served to harden the resolve of the Protestant Dutch.
The Dutch utilized guerrilla tactics, defending their land through ingenious flooding and relentless resistance on the seas.
Philip was married 4 times, each union a calculated move to secure political alliances or consolidate his royal titles.
His marriage to Mary I of England briefly made him King of England, a key attempt to halt the English Reformation. The death of Mary and the accession of Elizabeth I created a new, intractable enemy and led to escalating tensions. English privateers continuously harassed Spanish commerce, stealing imperial treasure and fueling his desire for vengeance. The execution of Mary, Queen of Scots, and the constant attacks led Philip to prepare a massive invasion fleet. The Armada was the largest naval force of its age, intended to depose Elizabeth and restore England to the Catholic fold. Philip relied heavily on his belief in divine favor, perhaps neglecting tactical realities and the superiority of English naval gunnery. The English, commanded by figures like Drake, utilized hit-and-run tactics, avoiding close-quarters boarding battles. The famous Protestant wind dispersed the fleet, forcing the surviving Spanish ships to retreat around the coast of Scotland and Ireland.
The defeat of the Invincible Armada in 1588 was a turning point, safeguarding English independence and Protestantism.
Despite the military setbacks, Philip achieved a grand strategic victory by inheriting the throne of Portugal, uniting all of Iberia. This union not only secured his European flank, but delivered the enormous Portuguese colonial empire to the Spanish Habsburgs.
The union created a truly global empire, controlling vital ports and trade routes from Asia to the Americas. Yet, despite the immense wealth of silver, Philip was often crippled by debt due to continuous warfare across 3 continents.
Philip II died in 1598, having ruled his colossal empire for 42 years, remaining in austere control until his final days.
He was the Counter-Reformation incarnate, a monarch who tirelessly dedicated his life and empire to the defense of his faith.
Philip II secured the greatness of Spain's golden age, though his unending wars ultimately exhausted his nation's resources.
The king of the empire on which the sun never set left a legacy of power, devotion, and military reckoning.